Hello everyone, this is a LEGO Ninjago Season 13 set. It's Zane's Mino creature. M-I-N-O. It's a really cheap pun. It looks like a rhino, but it lives in mines and is used in mines. So rhino, mine, Mino. One other thing. Season 13 has not been officially released in some regions, my own included. So I'm going to do this as a spoiler-free review. But don't worry, I can still show you everything. In addition to the pun beast, this comes with 4 minifigures, little side build here and a slightly larger side build that can be used as part of a board gaming experience or just as terrain. The animal itself is actually a pretty decent sized build, just putting a minifig back with it close to its body for the sake of, proportions. Yeah, like this thing has some real oomph to it. You put it together, you put all the sub-assemblies together, and it feels substantial, it looks substantial, definitely has that visual weight, and feels like you've really got something here. I like the stance of it. You got the front legs that are splayed a little bit, got ball joints down here so you can move the feet around. I'll show you a little bit more about the articulation and how this moves in general. The use of the trans light blue is an interesting accent color for this. Also has little bits of gold around it. Tan for the toenails kind of works, I think. And I think the cutest thing about this, there's something cute about it, is the tail, which is done with this hook piece. It's actually kind of perfect, and really works with this scale, with how much smaller this is in the back than the front. Just going ahead straight into articulation. Well, the rear legs are able to, wasn't pushed in all the way. There we go. Able to ratchet forward, ratchet back. Of course, this can, be posed like that. You do have the ball joint also here at this foot. Ball joints at each of the feet as well. And you can kind of splay the rear legs out a bit as well. So, a little bit of room there. Up front, all right, we already saw this. And then all this does nothing. Wah, wah. Yep, that is completely fixed. It's really too bad. Would have been nice to at least just be able to ratchet that forward and back just a couple of clicks worth, just let's see, it's vertical right now. I'd like to be able to do that. Yep. And even just one forward would be fine, but 2 would be better. Would have been ideal. I don't need full articulation here. I don't need to be able to splay this in and out. Like that angle right there as viewed from the front is pretty good. But these fixed shoulders is a problem for me. It's disappointing. I love the shape of the head as viewed from the side. I mean, this is its natural angle. The way that they attached the lower jaw there. Look at this. When it closes up, it's a mean look. And it's good. It works really, really well. The eye there, that is a printed piece, and that is some brilliant design work there, because they made it into an oversized sprite with overlap or overflow on it. I owe this to you. I need to take this part off to show you exactly how that's done. It's a 2x3. It's really weird looking. It's a 2x3 tile, but see, this cheek part masks off the wrong side. So with one piece used twice, instead of using 2 separate prints, they're able to get 2 eyes. The horns look good. Little flap coming down the side. Tiny little ears look pretty good. All that is good. And then there's this. All right. Rubber band, not the best looking thing. Little bits of red in there, not the best looking things, but okay. And this mechanism works well. And this right here is why, I am certain of it, is why the designer decided not to have articulation in the front legs. But it's too bad, because they want kids to be able to just push this, and go crazy with it, like kids will sometimes do. But as I do that, this can be walked around like this. Like I don't really miss the articulation of the front legs as much as I thought I would, because ultimately I can just grab this and just stomp it around, charge, run with it, charge, do like that, knock something over, and then just put it down, and it's going to stand up the way that it's supposed to. So it's not that bad. I personally, as an older fan, always want to see all the articulation and all the things, but as a toy, this actually works pretty well. It only holds a single person right there. That's the seating position. Got a clip there so you can hold on to a weapon. See a little bit of blue showing through here for the Technic mechanism, but this feels good. It uses, I mean, there's a rubber band in there, but it uses the weight of this heavy, thick, solid head as well to help. So it just feels good, and there's nice mechanical advantage in there. It's smooth. The design here is good. It's not perfect, and it's not designed for adult collectors and such, but I think it looks pretty cool, and I think it works well as a toy. Oh, and also has another really clever feature built into it. The way that these shooters work, yeah, those are disc shooters with the 2x2 round tiles. There's a actuator here that sticks out that will activate those. It's supposed to actually shoot it out, you know, if you push it in hard enough, but it's completely custom. There's a little slide channel in there. Has an L shape to it. It's not going to fall out. Just cool stuff. Definitely check out the instructions for this, or a speed build or something at the very least. Even if you're not going to buy this, if you're a fan of Lego builds and especially mechanisms, check out the build for the shoulders here, and also how this is done. Also how the head is done in general. Just pretty good stuff. Nothing too complex. This terrain build is not very large. It works with the board game system that they came up with for this season. You can either play the board game or not. You know, you really can just use this as plain terrain. They just have a continuous and consistent setup of using these modified tiles, the 2x2 with only 2 studs on top, with stickers that represent things that will happen as you move your figures around if you're playing the game. And it doesn't really take anything away. You can always leave those stickers off entirely if you don't like their appearance. But, you know, I just have a little platform here, and different ones can be connected together. You got a gem inside of there that's interesting. Spider right here. Maybe you can squash that when you get on top of it. The idea is to get up here and collect the ivory blade of deliverance. And this also has this action here, so you can knock something off. You can either shoot at that to knock somebody off the platform, or consider it part of like a bad luck roll to make that happen. This is also able to change an angle here, and it's got a good range, so you know, more than 90 degrees of angle there. This can be rotated around, moved a little bit, but you know, it's just some terrain, and I think it's more than fine enough for what it is. The other side build is just a stand for one of the main characters to use, and these are consistent throughout the theme. Just a spot for one figure, little container for some extra accessories, and then these health hearts, which can be just turned down to indicate damage as you take it. You can also add additional ones because there's a little bit of extra room, and some of the terrain pieces throughout this series will give you extra hearts that you can pick up as little bonuses. For the sake of gameplay, should you choose to use it, and I will show all of the sets combined in their own video to show how the gameplay works, but this is what works as the die, singular, of dice. So you can spin this around and you get a number of moves, or you get like a win or lose on a turn if there's combat. And this will also hold a minifigure in there, so you can use it as a Cyclone Dough spinner. Here's a Zane. It's Hero Zane for this season. It's interesting to me that they chose gold as his accent color when silver was an option, but you know, it's a little bit different. I think more commonly they would go with the white and silver, but this changes things up, and I don't personally mind that. I like the little bit of blue in there, which is done as a dark azure. Nice print for the shield, to be sure. And underneath, he only has his aggro face. There is no alternate face, because this is one of the versions that has the data port on the back. Then here's Hero Cole, again with the gold accent color. Gets the nice large mace there. Gold printed shield piece. Dual molded headgear throughout this entire season, as is fairly common these days if they're going to be completely covered up. He gets a little bit of copper in his color scheme. Just generally speaking, the print on the entire body is a little bit dark. You know, probably could have used a little bit more of the silver base underneath the metallic prints, or some if there's not any at all. Interesting. yeah, it just doesn't stand out all that much, but fortunately, at least with his headgear on, he does still have a pretty strong color scheme, and he does have an alternate face. These two are geckos. It's the name of the race, and they have names. The one on the left is Gleck. The one on the right is Ginkle. They have the exact same torsos, and interestingly, the exact same heads, the exact same faces. It's just a two-sided head, so swap it around, and you get the other one. The prints on the backs of the torsos are identical, so there's nothing additional to see under here. And just to confirm, visually, there you go. Another good use of, simplification techniques of using a single part with multiple faces. They've done that plenty of times before, but just totally makes sense here and works out well. There aren't too many spare pieces with this set, but a fair number of them are what I would consider to be special, either with color or mold. And here is the spent sticker sheet. Not too many stickers, and there's some repetition there. So yeah, not a significant sticker load for this size of set. The set sells for $50 US, 50, and I'm okay with that. For the bulk of stuff, for the amount of stuff here, that feels fair to me. Especially having actually built it up and not just looking at it in front of me. Knowing that this is a fairly solid build, it's not just hollow. Having that pretty nice feature built into it, that's pretty good. The fact that it is sturdy. It is unfortunate, again, that you're not able to move the shoulders. Even considering the kid factor and pushing this and not wanting the legs to completely collapse, I still wish that there had been a way to move the legs back, because they are kind of angled forward a little bit by default. The more I look at it, just being able to go back a couple clicks just would have made me more satisfied in general. But that's kind of a nitpick, because like I said, this is still, unlike a two-legged mech that has no leg articulation, this still has the fun factor of being able to stomp around. You still have the rear legs that are able to move a bit, so that can change its angle a bit. Angle it up just a little bit and kind of make it, you can make it sit, for example. So, that's something. I think that the limitations here just aren't as bad on this four-legged thing as they would be on a two-legged animal or mech. The little side build is fine. The figures are good. This thing is what it is. I'm pretty satisfied with this overall. Yeah, not much else to really say about it. Kind of speaks for itself. What you see is mostly what you get, except for that. And the little shooters on the sides, which are pretty optional. Yeah, cool stuff. Overall, really nice work done by the designer, I'll say. Some clever little things done with the builds. I'm happy about that. Parts are pretty good as well. If you want to see how this went together, check out my pure build, which is in real time, something to throw on in the background while you're doing other stuff. Or use the speed build, which is more of a traditional time lapse that gets everything taken care of relatively quickly. Thank you for watching. Hope I showed you everything you wanted to see here, and I'll talk to you again next time, which will be very soon.